And we now talk to Acting Information and Communications Technology Department Secretary Eliseo Rio Jr. Good morning, Secretary. Thank you for taking our call.
Thank you. Thank you very much also for inviting me. Good morning.
Sir, what does the transfer of Mislatel ownership mean now? What are the implications and the advantages of disadvantages?
Yes, actually, the Senate voted, no, and the result is the same as when that was debated also in the lower house. But the Senate version has some changes, and therefore they must go into a BICAM, no, to resolve differences. The advantage of this is, by the way, the approval of Congress that the franchise of Mislatel can now be transferred, no, to the consortium of Dennis Uy, no, that is what was accomplished in both houses. Resolutions, no. This means that the whatever violations that were in the original franchise, no. Remember, there was original owners of Mislatel, and there were some violations in the operating here. Are more or less somewhat cured, no, by both the resolution, because these franchises are actually granted by Congress, and Congress can, well, of course, cure whatever deficiencies there are, no, and that is what they did.
Sir, we were talking about this earlier. What are the next steps now that the ownership has been transferred?
Okay, but sorry, we were cut off. That's why we need a telco, I think. Well, what will happen now is that there are some differences between the lower house version and the Senate, and they need to have a BICAM, no, to resolve these differences. So since Congress will be going to recess soon, I think today is their last day.
That's right.
The resolution may come later, no? We could not give or grant the frequencies or the permit to for Mislatel to operate until we get the approval of Congress on this, no? So
okay, so we will have to wait till after their break, which is in May. Is that right?
Yes, that would be the case. But Mislatel, they have up to February 17 to come up with all the requirements needed in the post-qualification, no? And this is the major one, approval of Congress. But since it is not their fault that the approval cannot come before or during February 17, yes, we have to wait. But there are some things that they can do already, no? So that to hasten the rolling out, once we give them the frequencies and their permit to operate.
I see. Now, some senators, namely Senators Drilon, Lacson, and Ontiveros, are opposing the resolution allowing the transfer. Is there anything they can still do about this, or is it that decision final?
As far as the transfer of the Mislatel franchise to the consortium is concerned, Congress approval, that one is already done, no? And it cures it somewhat cures the deficiencies of the original franchise, no? The ipso facto revocation if it did not operate in 1 year's time and so on, is somewhat cured by that, no? But of course, a co-warranto can still be imposed on them, no? And the court can rule on that. So these are things that Mislatel, and they know it. These are things that they are taking the risk, no? However, the resolution of Congress is because they value more the our interest in having better telecommunication services.
That's right. On the mind of the consumers more than all of these legal matters is when will the third telco actually be allowed to operate, and when can consumers begin to subscribe and use their service?
Yes. And by the way, it also cured the telecommunication industry as a whole because, these deficiencies, these violations are also rampant in other telco franchises. No? So more or less it cured that part. But again, the court can decide on whether this cure is legal or not.
Right. So when will Mislatel actually begin to operate, and when will the public feel our country's third telco?
Okay. As soon as we get the approval of Congress, no, that the franchise are now, they approve the transfer of franchise to the consortium, 15 days, NTC is given 15 days to grant the CPCN and the frequencies needed. No? So realistically, if that comes maybe after election, then Mislatel would need about a year or so to roll out their infrastructure. But maybe within 6 to 10 months after that, they could be getting their first subscribers, especially in Metro Manila. No? But that's not the thing, really, because if you notice now, even Globe and Smart are now improving their own networks, no? And so the effect of Mislatel coming in is already being felt with Globe and Smart putting in the biggest capex, no, this year, so that they can improve their network.
All right. Certainly, competition is always very healthy. Thank you so much for your time, Acting DICT Secretary Eliseo Rio Jr.